Hey everyone, Matt here from Docs Running, and today we're going to do a comparison review, or should I upgrade episode of the Saucony Triumph 21 versus 22. So the Saucony Triumph series is the premium neutral daily training shoe of Saucony's line. The 21 was a very interesting shoe because it was actually one of the faster of the shoes in its category. Felt snappy under front, the Power Run Plus, very responsive, felt really good at up-tempo efforts. Long runs are really, really great. Easy runs, it could do it, but it just had something that made you want to run a little faster. The 22 takes a completely different turn, now being the first shoe in this category to have a complete midsole material made of a super foam Power Run PB, and it feels very different. So the hope of this video is to help you figure out what are the differences between these two, which one should you be interested if you even are, and if you're wearing the 21, should you upgrade to the 22? Let's start up with specs first. Men's size 9, women's size 10.5 over in the 21, weighs in at 10 ounces per running warehouse. Version 22 weighs in at 10.5 ounces. My size 10 in each one of these, the 21 is 10.3 ounces. The 22 is 11.3 ounces. So my size 10, there's a full ounce difference in weight, and that is something that's noticeable. Stack height wise, in 21, 39 millimeters in the heel, 29 millimeters in the forefoot for a 10 millimeter drop per running warehouse. The 22 comes in at 40 in the heel, 30 in the forefoot for a 10 millimeter drop. We are going to start with ride first. So despite this being full leg Power Run PB, my initial try on it was actually slightly firmer than I was expecting. It's still a very cushioned shoe. It is not what you'd expect from a super foam, where I was expecting this super responsive midsole to bounce me along and feel super mushy. That's not how it feels. It does have the same leg saving capacity, where my legs have felt fairly fresh after running in the 22. It's felt good. It just doesn't have the insanely bouncy ride you might expect from some of the super trainers. So even though this is a trainer with a super midsole, there is still some flexibility through the midsole. It's not stiff. It's not plated. There's a good amount of durability though. I have 25 miles in my pair, no outsole wear, which is pretty standard for the Triumph. It's very durable. Really nice heel bevel. Rocker rolls you through. Again, some flexibility through here. So people that want a stiff forefoot, this may not be the best option for you. And the geometry is such, the rocker starts a little bit earlier. So it feels really good for easier efforts. And what's nice and best about this is, again, long runs feel good, but it's not mushy. It's, again, really easy, really nice, rolling, best for those recovery efforts or those longer efforts. The 21's very different, where again, it can do easier efforts, but the Power and Plus feels more snappy. This 22 feels more cushioned. This shoe feels a little more snappy and bouncy underfoot. Super easy to pick up the pace, super easy to do faster workouts, with the 22 really cannot do. And it's also noticeable because of the weight difference. So this feels light on your feet. The 22 does not. It feels much better if you're trying to relax and just enjoy your miles and get mileage under your feet. As I mentioned, durability is quite good with this version. I've had in all versions of the Triumph, I've gotten over 100 miles and not had any durability concerns. So really, really encourage you that if you want a durable shoe, these are going to do really well. But how they function, what they're best for, is very different, despite this having a super foam. Now, in terms of fit, things are very, very different. Where this one felt a little bit more snug, although the midfoot was a little bit higher volume and I had to snug it down. The forefoot was a little bit snugger. It felt kind of more performance-esque. Stiffer heel counter, not as much padding, which you'd kind of expected, more of a premium shoe. It was very similar to the newest ride. So I think Saucony went a different direction with the 22, where the upper is very plush. It is wider throughout the length of this thing. Now, volume's not nearly as high as the midfoot. There's still plenty of room. The upper really stretches, but it's a thicker upper. A lot more padding in the heel, much more cushion. Actually feels really comfortable wearing sockless, whereas this one was really scratchy. Tongue is thicker. Things are much more secure, where I didn't have to lock the laces down, but thicker upper and a little bit warmer too. So again, more premium over here, a little bit more streamlined over in the 21. We talk about stability. These are neutral shoes. They are not meant to be stability shoes. The 21 was definitely a neutral shoe. Some small sidewalls, but again, midfoot narrowing fairly significantly made it not the most stable shoe, and best for those who with more neutral mechanics. The 22 is still a neutral shoe. The difference is the midfoot has widened, so it's a little more inherently stable, and the sidewalls are just a tiny bit more significant, at least in the heel. It's not a stability shoe, but for someone like me that just needs a mild amount, it's actually done really, really well for decent mileage. But for most people, it's still going to be fairly neutral. If you want a stability version of this, you're going to have to stay tuned because apparently the Hurricane's coming back. But don't quote me on that because I haven't gotten a pair and I don't know for sure. I just saw it on some videos. So both shoes, excellent shoes, extremely durable, well cushioned, just different types of cushioning. The power on PB over here, despite how you might know it from some of the racing shoes, does feel slightly firmer for being so cushioned. But once you get some miles on this thing, it starts to soften up and the rebound is a little slower. So it feels best for easier miles and long runs. The 21 has the Power Run Plus, which feels snappier on the foot. The whole shoes feels lighter, streamlined, little snugger, little closer fit. So if that's something you want, something you can pick up the pace and you're not worried about going as easy all the time, 21 might be a really good option for you because both of them are still 160 bucks. Awesome job, Saucony, on not increasing the price, but they're still great shoes. They're just really, really different. If you want the equivalent now of what the Triumph 21 used to be, the new Ride is also going to be a really good option. Or you can also pick these up on sale. So hope that helped you. Very different shoes despite having a similar name. Hope this helped you. And let me know below if you agree with these comments that I've made or if you disagree, because I'm always curious to know what you think. Look forward to a full written review on this really, really soon. And always thanks for watching.